Good day, all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel, Intelligible Tutorials. In this today's session, now I want to give the clear information regarding the generative AI, that is the generative artificial intelligence, a new trend in the computer science. So now most of the people are trying to learn this. So what is the generative AI? Now we are going to see. I am giving introduction to this introduction concepts of this particular generative AI in this video. So what it is, how it is different from ordinary artificial intelligence, traditional artificial intelligence, what are the things included in it, everything in this video now I want to narrate. Okay, so let us have a look of this artificial intelligence normally. So before going to the generative AI, first of all, we need to know what is the meaning of this artificial intelligence. Okay, let me explain what is the meaning of this artificial intelligence. So normally, this artificial intelligence is composed of two words. One is the artificial, and another one is the intelligence. As you know, artificial is nothing but it's not the man-made thing or human-made thing, and intelligence refers the thinking power. So it's a man-made thinking power, man-made intelligence, man-made thinking ability, and as well as man-made decision making systems and all, man-made developing the decision making systems and all. And also this artificial intelligence can also be described as a branch of computer science by which we can create intelligent machines. We can have things, we are going to develop the things which are behave like human, which are think like human and able to make the decisions. This is also one of the very good example of artificial intelligence, very good definition, not example, sorry, very good definition of the artificial intelligence. So it is composed of two different words. One is artificial, and another one is intelligence. A human-made intelligence, which is going to develop the machines which are act like humans, which are think like humans, which can behave like humans, which can make the decisions like humans. This is the definition of our artificial intelligence, the traditional artificial intelligence. And now we are going to see what is a generative artificial intelligence, or simply we can say it as generative AI. So it is a type of artificial intelligence which is going to generate the text, audio, video, and any other type of the content. So how it can generate the content? By using its trained algorithms. And how these trained algorithms, to which we train these algorithms, to the networks, to the neural networks. So what kind of the neural networks here in the generative AI it is going to use? These are called as generative adversarial networks, or variational autoencoders. Okay, so we can train the data to in order to generate the text, in order to generate the audio, and as well as in order to generate the video and any other content to generate. In order to generate that, we need to train the text, the audio, the video, whatever it is. So we need to train a large neural networks. It is a large class of neural networks, generative adversarial neural networks, and these are again the convolutional neural networks which we are going to use in our what we can say in our deep learning. Okay, so generative adversarial neural networks are again the convolution neural networks which we can use in our deep learning. It learns pattern from existing training data, from the existing data what we train, and it produces and generates new unique output that resembles the real world data. So based on the training data, it is going to generate the text, it is going to generate the audio, and it is going to generate the video. Okay, so apart from the ordinary artificial intelligence, which is going to develop the machines which think like humans and as well as act like humans and behave like humans, whereas this generative AI is going to generate the text, generate the audio, and generate the video based on the previous trained models in the where we train these are nothing but your generative adversarial neural networks, which are again the convolutional neural networks. Okay, so this is the exact definition of the generative artificial intelligence. So how it is different from other types of the AI? So now we are going to see generative AI like GANs. GAN stands for generative adversarial networks, focuses on generating new data such as text, audio, video, or any other type of the content by the learning patterns from the existing data. So, what is the existing data here? What we train to our GANs are we have seen another one, that is variational auto encoders. So, these two things we train some data in order to produce text, audio, and as well as the video. Okay, so it is the generative AI. And what is your traditional AI? In contrast to other type of the AI, the AI, artificial intelligence, normally it contains some kind of classical things in the machine learning, like classification, regression models, and mainly focusing on analyzing the predictions, grouping the data by using unsupervised learning or clustering or grouping, etc. etc. In simple terms, this generative AI is all about creation, while other type of the AI are about analysis or prediction. So artificial intelligence, normally we do in the artificial intelligence, what we do some set of the prediction mechanisms, grouping mechanisms and all. Whereas in the artificial intelligence, in the generative artificial intelligence, what we are going to do, you are going to generate the text, you are going to create a text, create new audio, create a new video based on the existing trained data, whereas traditional AI completely focusing on the prediction mechanisms, grouping things and all. So this is the basic difference between your generative AI and other kinds of the AI, right? Now, so how the things are going in the generative AI? What are the things we need to see again? What are the other kind of the things of this particular generative AI? So this AI is used to create intelligent systems that can perform those tasks which generally require human intelligence. Okay, so artificial intelligence is what it is used to create intelligent systems which can perform. As in the previous slide, we did. So we have gone through some kind of the definition, that is uh, we developing the systems which think like humans and as well as which act like humans. Okay, so what is this artificial intelligence is used? It is used to create intelligent systems that can perform those tasks which generally require the human intelligence. It generate. So what is generative AI? It generate new text, audio, video, or any other type of the content by learning patterns from the existing trained data. So what clearly we identify the difference? Your traditional AI is focusing on developing the think like human, behaving like human, and as well as take the decisions like human, and also it is focusing on what like prediction mechanisms, like classification and regression mechanisms. Whereas in your generative AI, it is going to text, it is going to create, or it is going to generate new text, audio, video, or any other type of the content by learning the patterns which already previously trained to the GANs, generative adversarial networks, and as well as VAEs, variational auto encoders, etc. Understood? Right. So next we see what is the generative, what is the data collection and training. So how the data set can be collected for this generative AI. So data sets, this is how generative AI models start off. They train on big relevant data sets. They give them a glimpse of the type of the content they should generate. So the large data sets normally, the big large data sets normally we use in order to train the data. Okay, text based model. Normally, if you take a text based model, it can be developed by using huge text of sets of the text, while generated based on images and can be created employing multitudinous image sets. Okay, so text based models can be trained by using large amount of the text, whereas image based models can be trained by using large amount of the images. So what is the data collection? Based on the requirement, what kind of the model you are going to develop, on that requirement you will train the data, you will collect the data, you will collect the large data sets. These data sets may be a textual, or these data sets may be a what we can say image kind of the data sets. Okay, so learning patterns. The model can detect such complex pattern structures and relationships in the data during the period of training. This is a procedure of looking out for similarities, patterns, and items that are conspicuous from the data provided. So, normally after the data collection, you are going to train. So, what is the meaning of the training here? What role it takes place? What is the thing it is taking place? It is learning the patterns inside the data. What is there in the data set? Okay, so the what the model can detect, it can detect the complex patterns, the structures, how these patterns are related with each other, what are the dependencies among these patterns, how they are related to with each other, what the structure of each and every pattern, and each and the data what it is going to be used during the period of training. So it reads, it learns each and everything regarding the patterns in terms of structure, in terms of relationships, and in terms of the dependencies, etc., etc. So this is a procedure of looking out of similarities, patterns, and items that are conspicuous from the data provided. So what is the totally this learning pattern means what? Identifying the similarities, patterns, dependencies, relationships, etc., etc. Right? So this is the way of learning patterns during the training of the model. Okay. And now, what is deep learning? What is the role of deep learning in the generative AI? So, here two things we need to talk about. One is the complex computations and training iterations. What is the deep learning actually? It is a specialization in the machine learning in which neural network carries out progressively sophisticated calculations upon the input data over successive layers. This helps the model to locate and acquire complex items. So, it is the one of the branch of the machine learning where convolutional neural networks will take place, which can learn the data in the deep neural networks from multiple number of the layers. So which I am going to do the next video on convolutional neural networks. So when the network carries out progressively the sophisticated calculations upon the input data over successive layers, this helps the model to locate and acquire the complex items. Normally this particular thing can help the model to locate and acquire the complex items. So training iterations, so these deep learning complex computations can be used. Normally in the convolutional neural networks, in order to convert the image can be first converted into the grid, and then some mathematical computations can be done, and again it can be given to some linear matrix, and that matrix decides the classification of that particular image, to which particular class the image belongs to. So such a kind of complex computations can be done in a deep neural networks, which is called as the convolutional neural network. So this helps the model to locate, acquire complex items. Normally, we make use of this kind of the deep learning and this kind of the convolutional neural networks in order to train such kind of complex patterns. Okay, so training iterations. This model goes through successive training cycles, which tune its inner parameters after each iteration by comparing model generated output with the actual data. This model goes through successive training cycles. Normally, whatever model we have given, that goes through successive training cycles, which tune its inner parameters after each iteration by comparing model generated output with the actual data. So, the successive training cycles tune its inner parameters for each and every iteration by comparing the each and previous iteration, by comparing model generated output with the actual data. So training goes through in the part of the iterations, and each and every iteration can be comparable with another kind of the iteration. Okay. And now we are going to see what is the generative process, how the generative process can be done. So here we are going to give the input to the system in order to get the output, in order to get the generated text. We need to give the input that is called as the prompt or prompt input. So generative AI kicks off with providing the prompt to user who is instructed to give out the initial information that leads to the content creation. So we need to give some kind of the statement, some kind of the textual statement that is called as the prompt or the user input prompt. So based on that, it can generate the text. Depending on upon the type of the supporting system, the prompt may constitute a text. What kind of the prompt normally? It may be a text question, an initial image, or any other input that is applicable. So based on the prompt, it will give the text. It will generate the text or audio or video. So that prompt should be clear and specific, and that prompt should be clearly the model understandable. So it is also another kind of the topic that is called as prompt engineering, how to generate, how to give the successive prompts in order to get the required text, required images, and required audio and required video. So that is called as the prompt. We can get the generated text by the giving the respective prompts only, by give the appropriate prompts only. Prompts plays a vital role to get the better output. So this process is called as the generative process. So friends, this is nothing but the introduction of the generative artificial intelligence. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel Intelligible Tutorials. If you want to give any suggestions, please give suggestions in the comment box. Thank you one and all.